It can be hard balancing taking care of kids, senior loved ones, and yourself. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. There's a reason 29 million families have turned to Care.com. Find background-checked sitters, nannies, and senior caregivers who can help with everything from watching kids after school to senior meal prep. Whether you need full-time, part-time, or even occasional help, you can view rates and book highly rated caregivers that fit your budget and schedule. Get the help you need with Care.com.
On today's Smart 7, Labour bins one-word school ratings, worries grow over German far-right, and much more. It's Tuesday, 3rd of September, it's World Skyscraper Day, and happy birthday, Charlie Sheen.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The Tory leadership contest roared into second gear on Monday as the 6 contenders faced off in advance of the first elimination on Wednesday. There are still 2 months to go before the final result, but there doesn't appear to be much public interest in the contest, and a new survey suggests that the Tories are starting to be seen as weird by the general public. Frontrunner Kemi Badenoch hardly helped her own case by attacking David Tennant over his support for trans issues, but she was focused on the future on Monday.
It's not just about the next general election. Quite often we talk about winning without talking about what we are winning for. But it's about the 2030s now, and we need to start thinking 10, 15 years' time.
With Badenoch, Preeti Patel, Mel Stride, Robert Jenrick and Tom Tugendhat all trying to stand out, former Home Secretary and Foreign Secretary James Cleverly was doing his best to appear statesmanlike as he made his case.
The parliamentary party needs to lead by example. We must be unified, but we can choose to unite or we can choose to stay in opposition.
The controversial one-word judgments of schools is to come to an end, according to Labour's Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson. The rankings, which go from outstanding to good to requires improvement to inadequate, have proved highly controversial and added huge pressure to schools, as demonstrated in 2023, when head teacher Ruth Perry took her own life when she found out her school was due to be judged inadequate. The Education Secretary says it's time for a change.
Today we're announcing with immediate effect that where it comes to schools, those one-word judgments will be at an end. We will bring forward a new system of report cards that will better capture a school's strengths but also areas for improvement.
The new policies will see a report card system introduced, and Prime Minister Keir Starmer was in a London school on Monday for the announcement. He says the government's focus is on improving standards in education.
I don't accept that parents will be confused. And I have to say, from our point of view, the sort of single grade didn't work very well. I think a lot of parents will be really relieved to know it's going to be a richer picture, more accountability, and that you've got a government that's absolutely determined to drive up standards.
Israel experienced a mass strike on Monday as protests over the lack of action on hostages continued on the streets of cities across the country. The Tel Aviv Labour Court eventually ordered the strike to be called off, ruling it was politically motivated. Israeli PM Netanyahu held a rare press conference answering questions from the media and asking for forgiveness for failing to bring home the 6 hostages alive. International pressure continues to mount as Joe Biden said the Israeli PM is not doing enough to get a ceasefire deal agreed, and the UK's Foreign Secretary David Lammy addressed the Commons to announce a halt to some arms sales to Israel. Labour sources were quick to reject the notion that this demonstrated the government believed Israel had committed war crimes, but the Foreign Secretary says the review of export licences was required.
The assessment I have received leaves me unable to conclude anything other than that for certain UK arms exports to Israel, there does exist a clear risk that might be used to commit a serious violation of international humanitarian law.
Germany has become the latest European nation to see a shock rise in votes for the far right. The Alternative für Deutschland, or AfD, won significant victories in 2 states in eastern Germany on Sunday and caused a similar upset to Marine Le Pen's strong showing in the French general election. Chancellor Olaf Scholz described the results as bitter and worrying on Monday as the AfD demanded to be included in coalition negotiations in Saxony and Thuringia. Reacting to the results, Tory peer Robert Hayward says it's alarming to see the far right making gains again in Germany.
It's not just the question of control on immigration. It doesn't make you hard right. It's how you say it, way you go about it. And there's no question that the AfD, certainly in East Germany, have got pretty close to using Nazi slogans.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Paralympics GB stack up more gold medals and Gandalf bounces back. Right after this.
This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Welcome back. Britain's Paralympians have been on an incredible golden streak at the Paris Games. Sunday saw them set a new record for Paralympics GB, scooping 12 golds in one day, but Monday turned out to be pretty golden too. There were wins in the pool, at the triathlon, at the archery and in the men's boxia, making 6 in total. Not bad for a Monday. That puts the UK up to second spot in the medal table, with 54 in total so far. Dave Ellis won a gold in the men's PTV1 triathlon, and Mel Nichols, who was hoping to get a medal in the women's event, finished 8th. She says she wasn't disappointed. She's normally an ultra-distance racer, and she ended up doing the triathlon mostly by accident.
I mean, I lost a bet with my friends, though, to do a triathlon. So, yeah, thanks to them. I never imagined doing another Games. And after Rio, I said goodbye to the track, and that was my goodbye to the Paralympics, because I'd moved to endurance and ultra-endurance, and that's where I love. But do you know what? Triathlon isn't too short.
Sir Ian McKellen has bounced back from his recent traumatic on-stage, or rather off-stage, experience. He slipped and fell during a performance of Player Kings in London's West End, but the 85-year-old has made a full recovery. He's also hoping that he'll get the chance to put back on the robes and beard and play Gandalf the Grey in the new Lord of the Rings movies, which are to be directed by Andy Serkis. So retirement is not on his mind, although he says the stage dive was pretty dramatic.
I broke my wrist. I said to myself as I slid off the stage and tripped, this is the end. And apparently I shouted out, my neck is broken, I'm dying. I don't remember saying that.
For 22 years, Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond have been mucking about in cars and accidentally making entertaining TV along the way. Now they're hanging up their leather driving gloves for the last time as their Amazon show The Grand Tour reaches the end of the road. It finished up in Zimbabwe with plenty of the usual messing and some genuine emotion, although not from Clarkson, who says most of the crew work on his Clarkson's Farm show for Amazon anyway, so he sees them every day. The final Grand Tour is on Prime Video from September 13th.
And do the lock nuts first.
What are you talking about? What's a lock nut?
That is a lock nut.
This spanner's too big to reach.
We don't all have to go to the same old folks' home, do we? It's not obligatory after this that we all the next.
He said he's deleting our numbers as soon as we finish. Right, and we've finished delete. There they've gone.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
At Ashley, you'll find colorful furniture that brings your home to life. Ashley makes it easier than ever to express your personal style with an array of looks in fun trending hues to choose from earth tones to vibrant colors to calming blues and greens. Ashley has pieces for every room in the house in the season's most sought-after shades. A more colorful life starts at Ashley. Shop in store or online today. Ashley, for the love of home.